I'm good.
Bro, I hate rappers.
And welcome to I Hate Rappers. I'm your host, Greggy Westside. I got Hoodie BK right here. Today we're at Lava Room, and we got Joni Spielberg on the podcast.
Sir.
Appreciate y'all for having me.
Before we go further, every time someone reads your name off to me, they say something different. Is it Johnny? Is it Joan? Like, what's the pronunciation? Just because I'm tired of correcting people if I'm wrong.
I never knew until last week when you told me.
Yeah, you've never corrected me. I always just said Johnny because someone said
So
Johnny to me.
it's kind of funny you say that because there are probably more than it needs to be people who say Joni, and it's not. I don't even know where they see just Joni, but it's Johnny. It's Joni Spielberg because it's literally just my first name without the first letter.
Because I called you Johnny the first time we met, but like I wasn't sure. I just figured it's like no, his name is Johnny.
Because other people would probably say Joni, and then somebody else not knowing me to hear that and being like, oh, that's correct, just because I went along with it. Mm-hmm. So I don't even really be thinking to correct people, but it's actually just Joni Spielberg.
Okay. Wait, what's the letter that's missing? Is it A?
Yeah, it's an A. So my actual name is Ajani, like AJONI.
Okay. That's a sick name.
Yeah,
I got Greg, so it's like can't really do much with that. So best videographer in Cleveland.
Appreciate that.
That's that's what I always say. That's what a lot of people always say, and that's what you say. Well, actually, no, it's not. You say cinematographer.
Yeah.
So what's the difference to you?
So it's not even necessarily the difference to me. Like the actual, and I'm just kind of paraphrasing, but a videographer is somebody who just more so kind of just films events and memories or just moments in time, and you make videos about it. Hence videography. A cinematographer is somebody who more so you study film, you study composition, you study camera angles, camera movements, cinematic, quote unquote cinematic lighting, lighting setups, set design, things of those natures. Things that make my videos look the reason why they look the way they do.
Great. Yeah.
So yeah, I was more so I'm into film. I watch a lot of movies. I watch a lot of TV shows. I watch a lot of old music videos inspired by those things. And that's kind of not even kind of, that's just where like the base of my foundation and where like I sit in. So that's why even when I first came on, I feel like a lot of people like my work and it was different. Simply because like I like to film even music videos or just everything like a movie. Like I honestly, whenever I work with a client, if they don't say this like phrase, well, it look like a movie, like I personally feel like I failed. So that's my goal, is to make it look like a quote unquote movie. Okay. So that's the difference.
I like that. So what if it actually does look like a movie? It's your best like video product, but they don't say it looks like a movie because it's not like it's not lit enough.
You just don't know what you're talking about. It's as simple as that.
So being a fan of film, you said you watch a lot of movies. So when you watch movies, are you more tuned in just for the video part of it aspect, like the art, like the cinema, or like are you there for like the plot and the story and everything?
So what's crazy is that it will honestly depend on like what it is. So it's like I'm a huge nerd. So like anime, superheroes, like all the comic, I'm into
Wars?
all it. Well, huge Star Wars. I take zero Star Wars slander.
We love that, by the way.
Yeah, I take zero Star Wars slander. But it's depending on stuff that's like more near and dear to me, like probably like some Marvel superheroes or like Star Wars. I kind of just watch those just because I like those like franchises. But I can also kind of like turn that switch on and off if I need to. But for the overall, like now, especially like doing what I do, I almost can't like watch movies and just films or even commercials just normally anymore, because I'm like, man, why did they, I'm looking at the lighting, I'm looking at the set design, the acting. I'm just trying to not necessarily like deconstruct it in a negative way, but it's more of a appreciative, like in an appreciative sense.
Like analyze it.
Yeah, like analyzing the way where I'm like, damn, like I appreciate this. Like I think one of the best pieces of cinema I watched recently was this movie on Netflix called, I think it's called Harder They Fall. It's like a black Western with Jonathan Majors.
I heard of it.
That movie was ridiculous. And I think Idris Elba was in it too as the villain. That they have a scene in that movie where I've tried to dissect that movie and other people, and it's like I don't know how they did that. Like I would need to see it behind the scenes, but that's probably like one of the like last pieces of cinema that like that really like inspired me, like kind of like made an impact.
You like A24 films a lot?
A24 films.
Like that's the production house. The Lighthouse with Robert Pattinson in it. Uncut Gems. The
I forgot they
the
made Uncut Gems.
everything. Everything,
Yeah,
everywhere, always.
that movie
one-
was that movie was crazy.
Yeah, that like I mean that whole production house just has like a lot of very unique stuff
Mhm.
that has gotten to like the forefront of movie culture.
Yeah.
in
I'm
the
very
past few
huge
years.
on martial arts films too. Like
Okay.
that's actually something that I've kind of like secretly been working on doing. Is like I've been learning like doing superhero effects and how to film like fight scenes properly because I grew up like watching a lot of like martial arts movies with my dad. Like that's what we would do like on like Saturdays and Sundays, just on the weekends. Like we go out to breakfast, and then we watch a new martial arts movie like every weekend.
You watch like Bruce Lee movies and shit like that?
Everything. My bad. My voice is kind of like cracking right now because I kind of got. Yes, please. So I kind of got into it with my girl, maybe ex at this point. So
you know how it goes.
yeah. So that's why my voice is kind of like scratchy right now. But what did y'all just ask me? I'm sorry. I just wanted to explain it.
Something about what was it? Martial art films.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I watched shit. I'm a fan of Bruce Lee, Donnie Yen.
Those are some of my favorite movies.
Tony Jaa.
growing up. Yeah.
Yeah. So like Ong Bak. I mean, shit, if it's anybody that's watching this that like watch martial arts movies, like, I even take it back like shit. Five Deadly Venoms, Kid with the Golden Arm.
Yep.
What
if y'all know what he's talking
Chinese
about.
Super Ninja, Blood of the Dragon. Like these all Shaw, like
Yeah.
old 1970s Shaw Brothers movies.
I love those. I grew up on them shits.
I just like movies.
Shit,
Yeah,
the OG, the young man Jackie Chan, Drunken Master, or like the Flying
Yeah.
Guillotine, stuff like that.
I know when I was a kid, I saw some of the like the martial art movies with Jackie Chan and Bruce Lee in it, but I cannot remember like anything like.
So
I
those
saw.
are honestly was my favorite one, especially like Jackie Chan has like a specific place for me, because I feel like a lot of people like in film and cinema don't credit him enough for like kind of like pioneering like that combination of like comedy and like more realistic style of like fight scenes and then like in I guess martial arts movies like and like Chinese Connection and like a lot of his his other movies or like Will on Mills too. Is he introduced comedy to it and it's like I like the style too. Like if you ever seen like something like like Jet Li's like The Legend or like any kind of like more like the old school like when they do those martial arts fight scenes like it's very like a spectacle like the way they fight. And it's kind of like just not how it goes down. And like, but Jackie Chan's is more like he did his own stunts. His was like more realistic, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like a lot of his fight scenes look like they could be like somewhat actual fights. Just a little less sprinkles, but it's enough for it to be like theatrical. And I always like messed with him like because he kind of like pioneered that and introduced that into like his movies. And that's really what, in my opinion, is kind of like boosted him up to who he is, because he was the only person that like did something different and stood out like after Bruce Lee. Because after Bruce Lee started the whole wave. Like after Bruce Lee, everybody was just trying to like either be like Bruce Lee or make movies like him, and like it's just a little knockoff. And then Jackie Chan came around with his flair, and then she just took off. So I fuck with Jackie.
So, who's your favorite music video director?
Music video director, shit, might cliche as hell. Cole Bennett.
Okay,
I knew he was gonna say that.
I didn't know if you were gonna say that or not because like
That's
not
the first
that
one that came to my head.
not that you don't like take like any inspiration from that.
Besides Cole, like just to kind of keep it fair, I'll like list a few. All of my biggest influences, I would say, is like in no particular order. It would be Cole Bennett. Honestly, Cole Bennett, Director X, and probably like Jerry Productions. That like he shoot like a lot of like Dirk's videos. Probably like those three is probably like my biggest like influences.
What's your favorite video that's come out from any of them? Then
Shit, my favorite video that came out from them.
any of them, like just the one video from those three combined.
Damn, that's hard. I never
Tough,
thought
man.
about that. Damn, you just fucked my whole shit up with that. Best music video out of all those. That's cause
Not
Cole,
even best, just your favorite.
my favorite. Like, because
I'm
Cole
thinking my
got some.
favorite
Like, they
Cole
all got some crazy shit.
Yeah.
I mean from Cole for me.
Does it have to be from them?
From them, yeah. I mean, what's your favorite video of all time?
My
too?
favorite video
Yeah.
right now of all time, right now, I ain't gonna lie, is probably Chief Keef Dirty Nachos.
I haven't seen that one.
I like that video a lot. It's just the way they shot it and the effects. I like that they do an effect that's very like
Wait, control room. Can we possibly pull it up on the TV or do we not? Because I know we didn't think of setting that up at all for some reason. Let's do it. We'll talk in the middle of it, but let's do it.
But yeah,
Yeah,
but that's
easy-
probably my
easy
favorite
waste of
music.
time.
So they did this effect. The best way I could describe it is like this masking effect, and like anybody who's like editing, it's kind of like where you isolate and you mask out a subject, and you can make like 3D layers and move in between like 3D space in the video between those layers. And he was doing some funky ass transitions with that video. And though that's my favorite effect. Like that's like even in my current videos, like that's kind of like the bread and butter style or effect that I'm even moving to. So that's probably why that's right now my personal favorite video right now. But from those three, from Cole Bennett, I probably say my favorite video. Excuse me. It might be. It's got to be the tie between this. I can't remember the name of the song, but this Trippy Red video he did, where it's like Trippy was he was like either digging, he was like making a grave, but the camera was from the perspective of inside, like 6 feet in the grave, and he was like standing above it, like, you know what I'm saying, like
just
throwing dirt over, like
yeah.
just that whole video, and probably Cole Bennett's his Juice WRLD video. Damn, what was that video? That the
It's
video,
got a few of them.
the song, yeah, the video and song that kind of like blew Juice WRLD up.
The
Lucid
Lucid
Dreams.
I was about to say, yeah,
Lucid
okay.
Dreams. That's probably one of my favorite. I actually did
Got the head
it's a
influence.
video of mine I did with this artist from the city named Let J Fly, and I did a whole performance scene inspired by that lighting setup from Lucid Dreams. Yeah, so like
Here's your
this,
video.
like those smooth transitions right there, like that was a close up of his foot into like a window, then going into the cup. They come in and then they gonna boom. I actually just did that effect in the video, and then just flying around and moving. And he's gonna do this where it goes up in space, boom, come back down like that. Like, but when you listen to the audio, it's a lot of like sound design, like whooshes and risers and movement, like with it. That's
Yeah,
kind of like giving that extra energy to it, and like just everything just compiled together is like I like shit like that. Like even this. Like that shit tough to me.
Nah, that's
That was
pretty-
fire. that was
Like,
fire.
but it's like it looks complicated, but like when you just know how like masking and like rotoscoping is, it's like it's simple, but it's not.
Yeah, I think you're getting a call right now.
Oh shit.
But yeah, I think so. This reminds me of, if you guys could turn this on, the ASAP Forever video by ASAP Rocky. That, like, those transitions remind me of like a Chief Keef kind of like dirtier style of it.
Yeah,
like,
so
and, like,
that's
you know,
actually one. And actually, I've looked up who he was and I forgot his name, but whoever did like a decent amount of like ASAP Rocky's video, like they like to do, like ASAP likes a lot of like collage videos, like where you got like a lot of moving pictures and like pop ups and stuff like that. Like
Kids Turned Out Fine is another one where it's like the collage just like going
yeah,
through
and
from,
like a lot
one
of
room
match
to the
cuts
other.
too.
Yep.
Yeah, like I think it's this one video. Speaking of which, I just want to add this another, like probably my second favorite video of all time after Dirty Nachos is actually an ASAP video with Pharrell and I forget what the name of the song is, but it was Pharrell and ASAP Rocky, and actually Kid Cudi was in the video too. And I'm like, they was in this mansion. I'm like, that video was just so dope. I can't remember what the name of the song is, but I like that video.
I wish I knew more of these videos, man.
Yeah, like I watch a lot of music videos.
Was Pharrell in the song?
Yes. He was playing the piano in the beginning of the song and video.
What you think of the Not Like Us video?
So video wise, it was phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. So somebody sent me, so after the Not Like Us video came out, either the crew or some people that worked on the video posted some content on Instagram showing what lenses they used.
Mm-hmm.
For each shot, because certain different lenses give you different focal lengths and perspective.
Yeah.
So they were showcasing which lenses they were using for each specific shot that they wanted to achieve in the video. And a friend of mine sent me that post, and he was just like, "Is these lenses expensive?" And like they're Cine lenses, which is like lenses specifically for cinema. Like they're not just like regular lenses that you use for like a DSLR camera or like a smaller camera. And I showed him like it wasn't that exact brand, but I showed him the prices to the brand above the one that they sent in the pictures. And I'm like, he looked at it and I'm like, he's like, oh no, that shit it's like a $75,000 lens.
It's not no cheap.
Yeah, it's not nothing cheap. Not nothing cheap at all. But as far as the video itself, I think the video was like just from that creative point. I think it was masterfully done. Kendrick Lamar has always had some very creative videos.
Yeah.
I think honestly, now I'm thinking about it. Probably another one of my favorite videos would be is it N95 off his last N95. That video is cold.
That's crazy how like because people would be saying like how he be doing entendres in the videos, not even just in his rapping. Like he'll have some scenes like that'll make people dissect the video itself.
Yeah, because he'll do this thing where he'll do like a double or triple entendre, and what's like the composition or what's happening in the video is very reflective or relative to, and I'm saying what he's saying. Yeah. So like I definitely get that.
And you got to be in the know to catch some shit, because there's some shit that like it be obvious once you realize it, and then you go back and catch it real quick. But then when you watching it, sometimes it's so fluid. You like, damn, like I got to watch this back at least 3-4 times.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, I mean, you got a lot of artists though that will try to kind of include part of the story with the video, or just elements that'll like kind of like boost up whatever the song is. Here's the ASAP Forever video too. My favorite part of this video is it'll come up in a couple minutes or in like a couple seconds, but it's like where it like keeps like zooming in, like zooms in, slows down for the scene, like right here, like just keeps going. And
I do remember this video. This is dope.
Whenever a street sign,
that's like kind of like zoom through ground transitions. Yeah, like movements like that definitely looks like I wouldn't say like a jib. Like I wouldn't say it's a jib, but it's definitely an expensive mechanical piece that makes very like orbital or rounded movements.
This is where I start to.
Yeah, so like so those is kind of like the similar to the Dirty Nacho effect. Like those are like seamless masking transitions. Yeah. Like those are my favorite type of effects and transitions to use.
So that first scene right there where it just kept going over and over and over and over, like kind of like how it's in a circle. The show Miss Marvel on Disney Plus, when they dropped that at first, there was a scene where she like rolled over the couch like this, and then like it kind of just like jumped with her just like that
because she could teleport.
Just like it was just like her just being like a teenage girl scene. Like it was like, oh my god, my life's so awesome or some shit like that. And she kind of just like flipped over, but the camera stayed like right here where like in her plane, like wherever she landed, and they had like a behind the scenes of that. And I did not fucking realize like how like what type of like setup you have to have just for that little scene.
I literally have you ever seen a show Atlanta on FX?
Yeah.
So did you ever see like the season 2 promo where Donald Glover's like he's like falling like back and forth like, and it's just kind of like
I definitely saw it, but I can't like remember it off the top of my head.
So it's this effect where like if the camera is like position head like mid, and it's like they will fall to the side. And the camera follows them, and it just keeps transitioning to like another scene. Yeah. Somebody sent me that, and I showed them the behind the scenes of that, that scene, and what goes all into it from the editing to the and it just for that simple effect, it's a lot. And like that's what I be trying to like tell artists when they be asking for these VFX. I'm like, bruh, first price wise, like why is it so expensive? Because I'm like, what you asking for VFX? One, it's not necessarily easy, and even if you know how to do it, like that shit takes time to add on to it. And that's even another reason. Like when you see all those things and like how those things is done, I'm like that's another reason why when you look at like higher industry videos, like they're not really like VFX heavy, like because a lot of that stuff is shit that they're doing like in camera.
Yeah.
So it's like the higher you gonna kind of go for the most part, like it kind of gets a little bit more cleaner because it's a lot more going into like the physical production side of it.
Yeah. What's like the highest budget video you ever done? Like spent like from what the artist or whatever label or whatever, whoever was spending the money on it, like their price point. Like what's the highest that you've seen?
Like music video, just like video production thing, period.
Music video.
Music video, I don't want to like say the price, but definitely that the ESTG Hell video that I shot with Masha Diesel in Atlanta. I mean not Atlanta, in LA.
Okay. What about just like video project in general?
Video project, the most expensive would probably be it's this reality TV series that I'm filming as a camera op and a producer called Welcome to the C-Suites of Cleveland. And it's about six I think it's like about 5 or 6 black female doctors operating in the C-suite, and the C-suite is essentially like this space of like high earners, like a very small percentage of like high earners. And so that's probably like my most like expensive project as far as time and like how much it costs too.
Yeah. I mean, if you're producing a reality TV series, that has to get expensive just in general. So that's an interesting premise though. Like that's really interesting.
I mean, the doctor came up with the idea, and my cousin, who is actually the executive producer of the show, reached out to me to make the actual filming of it happen, and then we just kind of tackling it from there. We just working on the first season and trying to get it picked up.
Where you looking to get it picked up at?
Well, they're looking to get it picked up like around, I think, like Hulu and like some other networks.
Okay.
I don't want to say too much because I don't know, because I am under an NDA, so I can't say like too much.
Okay.
Have you done a lot of like projects outside of the music videos? Like
so
this?
Yeah, so that's crazy that I actually have, because that's something that I actually don't promote on my Instagram. And like on my Instagram, a lot of people see like just music videos, but yeah, I did, man. I've done. I've worked on life insurance commercials. I've worked on just promotional ads for like local businesses around here, and even in Los Angeles. Like I said, the reality TV series. I've worked on some short films and stuff like that. But I'm actually recently like, I guess more so trying to properly expand. So I think I'm about to make an Instagram where it's like everything else. I'm definitely about to make like an Instagram for like wedding videos. Because I make some banger ass wedding videos. I got 2 cooking up right now.
You got wedding schedules for next July?
Nah, I don't actually. Somebody get married, should make me some money.
I was told they already talked to you about it.
Depending on who it is,
Gina?
maybe. Oh yeah, I didn't. They did talk. Did they talk to me about that? Nah, they did. I didn't know a specific month though.
It's in July next year.
Okay, but yeah, they definitely talked to me about
I got my wedding invite.
But yeah, nah, they briefly mentioned it, but it's like very small details.
Yeah.
But yeah, but to answer that, yeah, I do stuff outside of the music industry, and then that's something that I admittedly do need to like show more. That I would like to show more, is because I take pride in, like, I ain't gonna lie, I'll be talking my shit. I'm not like these other like local motherfuckers that just pick up a camera, a little weak ass budget camera, and just like, nah, like I like doing music videos the most because they're the most creative in terms of like freeform. Like you could do a lot more. Like it's kind of like this thing in the film industry or in that space where, a few people say if you can edit a very good music video in terms of just like putting it together and doing visual effects, like editing like other things kind of becomes like little like kind of simple by comparison. But I like doing like wedding videos, shooting like cinematic commercials, and putting together a reality TV show. Like I like being that versatile.
Why do you think that is? That people say if you can make a good music video, then it's easier to do other things.
I mean, because when you look at like a lot of other, like even just like a simple commercial or like even like a car insurance commercial, like a lot of it is just kind of like just maybe like some drone shots at a dealership, them walking around talking to customers, maybe like a couple headshots of different employees, talking about the deals that they got going. Like it's very simple. And the most complex thing they might have is like maybe like some textual graphics about the cars or like the price cuts and sales this season, like until you get to like looking like,
because the deals are so good.
It gets. I like seeing and being a part of like, or I want to be a part of a car dealership commercial. Actually, that's something I've never done. But I want to do one of the ones where you see like a fucking Ferrari going on the side of a mountain somewhere in Nebraska and shit, and it's just a drone shot of like following the Ferrari, and it's just cool shit like that. That's some shit that I want to do.
Okay, so the reason you're here is to talk about why you hate rappers. Before we go too far away from music videos,
get into the juicy.
Let's get to the meat and potatoes of this conversation, dude. So. Shit. I feel like I could just say this and then you can go off. Mm-hmm. So I'm just gonna say this and go off for as long as you possibly want to.
Okay.
Why do you hate rappers as a videographer or cinematographer?
Oh shit. I want some artists to take offense to this, but at the same time, I don't. Because I don't want, you know what I'm saying? I don't want it to fuck up. I don't think it'll fuck up my clientele. But even if we're the dude, I don't care.
Because it's similar to fix your stupid shit that you're doing, but also like you probably did this like 50%, but like I've had people who've done this like 100%, like really bad, right?
Mm-hmm. If you take offense and you lose them, they don't need to be your client.
Right.
I mean, facts. I do agree with that sentiment too. But the reason I hate rappers is. Okay, is it reasons I hate them or like things I like if I like listing stuff?
Reasons you hate them, but like
as a
cinematographer. Like for the reasonings of why you hate them too.
Because they don't take the time to understand our side of things, like our as in being like the people behind the scenes, like the cameramans, producers, and engineers, like artists who. Like, I hate, like, rappers who get done with the video shoot and, like, nigga, I haven't even gotten home for 2 hours. And you can you send me some clips? What fucking clips? I haven't even unloaded this shit from my camera to my hard drive. What clips? And even if I did unload it, I don't have any clips to send you because, one, I haven't started editing yet, and I'm not about to give you some raw-ass, ungraded, uncolored, clips. Like, that shit is, like, weird. Like, so... They're impatient. Like one thing I hate about rappers as a cinematographer is that they're very impatient, and they don't take and it's very inconsiderate, as far as like understanding how what we do, and that leads into another thing. And I'm not gonna like say his name, not even his name, but it's like other rappers that do this too, where. Even though especially local rappers, like they feel so goddamn entitled, the ones with motion, because they feel like they got the only one. I've literally had artists, even some of the bigger artists in the city. Like I'm shooting, like I'm doing video for Sexy Red or Skilla and Baby and Huncho when they hear it, and they're like, "Nah, fuck them niggas' videos, do mines." I'm like, "What? What the fuck?" Like,
you
no.
Had somebody say that to you?
Multiple times. I was like, "Bro, no, we're not. I'm not doing that." But even outside of that, like. They have like this weird sense of entitlement and impatience where it's just like they don't understand the idea where like if you were like a highly booked cinematographer and like I'm shooting video, like if I shot 5 videos Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, it's like a queue. Like I'm editing the nigga I shot on Monday first. Whoever I shot on Friday, you might be waiting 3 weeks because I gotta edit the videos from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday before I can even get to the Friday video. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So a lot of times it'd be more so just give me some time. Like I got videos to edit. And then it's like the first 4 videos is niggas who want heavy VFX and all this, I'm saying, there's other shit that I honestly don't like. That's a fun fact about me. Even though I do VFX in my videos and I got a VFX artist, I actually hate VFX. I'm very much a cinematic, clean cut. Like that's how I like my videos.
Like to keep it natural.
But you got to give what they want and what they paying for. Another reason why I hate rappers, especially not even just here, just rappers of a certain level, they all think that they put in as much work as they think they do, but they really don't. Like they don't attack the shit that the way that they should be, and think they're gonna be getting known. Like they want certain results without putting in even a fraction like of the effort, and then had the audacity to be entitled about the shit. One another thing I hate about rappers is rappers who get a little bit of clout and they try to pay you in exposure. That's probably some shit I hate the most. That should have probably
sound disrespectful
as fuck. Like that send me like into a frenzy immediately. I will pay you in exposure. Expose what? Like I guess not trying to shit on nobody. Like I've been in rooms with labels and bigger artists that y'all motherfuckers be trying to get into. Because I'm the because like these days a cameraman is probably arguably might be more important or just as important as like the producer / engineer the way content is these days. So it's like the way everything is going, like those are the two most important people like in your camp. So to be acting like that, like nah, that's some shit that I hate. And then for me it's like that work ethic. Like I be seeing so many artists and I'm just like, bro, like, oh yeah, they be drinking, smoking, buying liquor. I'm like, but you could be in the studio. Like you could be doing some type of content. You could be like just doing something that's going to contribute and it'll snowball and eventually starts to lay and stack a foundation of, I guess, figurative bricks that will eventually create or form your, I guess, empire or castle as an artist to where you can make yourself sustainable. And like I be kicking so much game and shit, and that's another thing. A lot of artists, rappers don't fucking listen. I be having like some of the hottest artists in the city. All they need is just good marketing strategy, not just pulling up to a location and doing like a regular ass running gun. Yeah. And even if you're doing like that shit has its place, but they don't listen. It's like when you suggest an idea, and especially when you know what you're doing, and it's a very lucrative idea, something that they can benefit from, especially like even with the influence that they got in the city. It's like they just don't fucking listen. And it's like I don't know if it's because you don't see it, you don't care, or whatever, but they don't fucking listen. So that's another reason why I hate rappers.
I feel like it's a lot of them just trying to look the part. That like
it is. It's definitely a lot of motherfuckers that look the part. Because like I said, I ain't throwing nobody under the bus, but I can't tell you how many times I done seen niggas rapping about bands and all this and that, and the stack of money they flashing is from they mans. It ain't even they mans. It's the mans that they do. Yeah. Or even just some shit like that. Nigga like, oh yeah, let me see that watch. It's somebody else's watch or some shit like that, or got a wad of money, but you know what I'm saying? You pull up to the video, there's like, oh well, shit, I only got half. Is that cool? No, it's not cool. Then I'm going home. Yeah. The fuck? Yeah. Really? That's not cool.
You got $1,000 in your hand.
You got it right. You got a whole $1,000 in your hand right now.
I can't.
You can't pay me what I'm owed out of that. I'm like, all right, bet. I'm going home, bruh. So like shit like that. That's one thing I hate about rappers. And then even rappers, I even say, just say artists, because there's some artists outside of rap that be doing that shit too. Mm-hmm. What's some other shit? It's not something I hate, but it's something that they say. And it's something I hate when people say it, but rappers especially say it. And I just posted this shit I posted it to my close friends. Where I hate when artists, like their excuse for not doing something, it ain't even got to be the video, because I like to follow up with artists and be like, yo, what's up with you? We still doing that? Especially if you send a deposit. You know, like I said, I check in.
How many times have we done this over the past 2 months about a video?
A lot. I like to check in because like, if you paying me money, I don't want you to feel like I'm just not saying shit. I'm just letting time go by. Yeah. But even if that is or isn't the case, people who be like, oh, I got a lot of shit going on. I got da-da-da. Everybody do. Mm-hmm. Everybody do. The more successful you are, shit, you probably got more going on than anybody else. So it's like that's just never been an excuse to me. I got shit going on. I understand people who got situations, the economy fucked up. People got kids and things, bills they gotta pay. But you know, it's just one of those things where I feel like you just gotta dig deep, hunker down, just continue working, believing, what you're doing, and just eliminate all distractions. Like dudes who be like, oh, I can't afford studio time, or I can't afford content. I mean, shit. After you done bought an eighth of weed every other day and a bottle of liquor after 2 weeks, that's your studio session in the video right there. You could have been good.
You could have just bought your own equipment at that point.
or that, yeah, or that. Shit, you could have just bought your own equipment at that point.
Should just get some motion off of that. That minimum,
literally,
like,
because I even tell artists sometimes where it's like it gets so annoying to people. I will ask people, do you even need me or this quality? Like, especially if you having a hard time paying for them, like, do you even need this? I'm like, this day and age, you can be fine just until you save up for it. You'll be cool just setting up your camera phone and just record yourself spitting a verse and posting that. That's content. And that's acceptable. You know how many social media influencers just make content from their phone and they shit going crazy? It's doable. You just gotta want to fucking do it.
I was well, so for was it the
But I do
17th
understand that,
right now?
that quality has a certain allure to it. I understand that. But if that's not within the budget, it ain't necessary.
So 2 days ago, it was like the home run derby for the Major League Baseball All Star, and the girl who sung the national anthem, worst worst anthem.
I forgot
ever.
about that shit.
She posted the next day, or like so. Like, I was curious. So like right before she posted and said she's like, "Guys, sorry, I was drunk. I'm going to rehab now." Like the next day, right?
Yeah.
So like a couple hours before that, I go look through her page. She has 6 posts. Like I don't know if she's with a label or whatever, but like she's like famous enough to fucking sing at All Star Weekend for like, you know what I'm saying, like a stadium full of like 40, 50,000, and everything was iPhone. Like all 6 posts, iPhone. Just like same thing you're talking about. Just like set up the camera and just sing the song.
It's real easy.
Yeah, it's real easy. And you would think a situation like that in that setting and who might be there, like you would like, they got the big ass rig camera coming. Like, nah, like sometimes that shit is suffice. Like it's honestly, as a content creator, well, not even content creator, just as anybody doing content, where whoever were you, a content creator, artist, a pianist, just whoever, like having like that high quality cinematic content it's a privilege. And it has its place, and it serves its purpose just as much as a little phone clip will serve its purpose. So yeah, it's not necessarily
The high quality will only, I feel like it'll only bring out the highest version of you. So if you're not creative enough to go and do that shit beforehand and kind of build something before that.
So fact. So I don't know how much time we got, but light bulb moment. Another thing I hate about rappers is
here we go.
the deniability of how ass you are. Like
yeah.
you got there's no way. Like, you know what? It's so bad, but I gotta put this nigga on the spot. It's this artist named what the fuck his name? It's like Sober Dior Sober or Sober
Sober Bior.
Man. Y'all know him?
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking
That
about.
shit is terrible.
I don't know. Is
That shit is
really
terrible.
like that?
Look, man,
Like I be
that's-
trying not to be an asshole, but he sent me a song. So you know what this shit sound like.
Look, his style of music has never been my style of music. Like
That's
ever. I've known him. Since
I don't even know how that
2018.
registers as a style. It sound like some day one Fruity Loop if I just tried to make a beat type shit. And he sends me 2 songs and I'm just like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this? Like, what do you
Day one FL.
you genuinely, and I'm like, man, bro, if you watch this and you see this clip, I want everybody in my city to win. I used to shoot videos for celebrities in LA. I came back to, help with my mom's health and shit before she passed, and like I genuinely want to put my city on, like on some like high Atlanta, like Jerry Production still fucking with niggas in Chicago. Like I want to do some shit like that. So when I say I want artists to win in my city, I'm for y'all. So when I say this out of love, bro, you gotta, whatever you gotta do, whether you gotta listen to niggas, take some coaching, some voice lessons, the shit gotta be better. Cause it don't make no sense when niggas hear their own shit and they like, I'm about to go to this nigga for a video when it sound like that. Like, cause like from me a standpoint, that has to match. And like that is very much a thing in the industry when you have a certain level of artistry that's like on a lower totem pole, and then, you know what I'm saying? Like, imagine like, you know how that shit sound. Imagine him DMing Cole Bennett. Like, it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't read. Like, y'all artistry, what y'all do, because I know you rap and you make music, as important as the quality in the video and the content is, that's only one half of it. Like, I can have all the quality in the world, and that's all the quality, all the VFX. But if you nervous on camera, or you shit even out of shape, you look like you dropping, you fucking up, fumbling over your lyrics. Like, I can't circumvent that and make that look good. So that's another thing I hate about rappers, is rappers who ignore the entertainment aspect of what they do. You know how to make songs, you know how to make your shit sound hard in the studio, and that's cool. But when it comes time to perform on stage or in front of a camera, it's like they just lose all sense of what the fuck they doing. Like you got to be able to look good. You got to be a performer at you too. That's another part of it. You got to know the business. You got to be entertained. You got to be an entertainer. And that's another thing where like and the artists be lacking and why they don't be going past certain points is because they're not entertaining.
Yeah.
Like your songs are fucking fire, but you're not entertaining. Like when I did the mic drop with this man, and genuinely I believe he's one of the better lyricists in our city. Like I've listened to a lot of like pure like lyricism and wordplay. Like this nigga is a force in the city.
Thank you, bro.
But when we did the mic drop, even just simply just being on the mic, like the way he moved, his confidence, like I need you to understand from me shooting videos, because y'all don't understand because the shit is edited and chopped up. The amount of people who can't even do a single run through of their songs without fucking it up a single time is like very rare, like very low percentile. So the fact that you could do multiple run throughs of that song without fucking up a lyric, without like, oh, okay, but then jump back into it, like that shit is rare. Like that makes it so much easier to edit. You know what I'm saying? But that's just another half that people don't talk about.
Yeah.
So that's some other shit that I hate is like they don't work on performing. Like even just working on or practicing performing in front of a camera or in front of people, like that is a genuine thing. Like rehearsing, like shit like that, like that is a genuine thing that people need to focus on and do, especially if you plan on doing videos and doing all that, because that shit it makes it look bad. If you can't.
When I first started rapping,
What?
Wait, you didn't know I rapped?
No, I did not.
Are you serious?
What the fuck?
Oh yeah, we gotta pull up some old. Yeah, we gotta pull up the old track.
Can you guys pull up a Greggy Westside music video up there just for him
my
to see
goodness.
me rapping without the? You may gotta hear.
Can I be real for a
But-
second, real quick, before you say that? When going back to what you said about niggas being out of shape, trying to be on camera. Can I be real for a second? That's one of the main reasons why I haven't done a video in like since the beginning of this year, because I'm trying to get rid of this gut.
Because you got a dad
Go
bod
back
because
on
you had a
camera.
kid, bro.
Yeah, but the thing is, I had it before she even got here. Like I was prepared, and I just.
I mean,
got to
but
do that shit.
that's a real thing
too,
because if we really getting into it, as far as just
I'm a
being
skinny
an
nigga, that
artist,
don't look good on
when you talking about everything that's all encompassing an artist, it's at this point, and especially in 2024, and even always since media has been a thing and such a main figurehead in terms of just entertainment in our lives. Artists, especially coming up, you have to take those things in consideration. Your image, your body,
Tell me what you think of the quality of this video, by the way. But keep going. It's coming through a little blurry, but
I mean, I'd have fired this nigga immediately, but personally.
yeah, you can't hear anything. But I don't know. What?
How long ago was this?
2020 and
Like,
2021.
I mean, it's a no offense.
That's like last like, actual video.
I see some pandemic weight. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, right now.
No, yeah, right now.
No,
but I'm like,
this is post.
That's almost that's almost an unrecognizable grade.
No, that was pandemic weight, Greg.
Oh, okay.
This is like I got fat after the pandemic.
No, that's crazy. I want to go back and listen to
man
this.
up there.
Yeah,
Honestly, the quality is a little, but I like the creativity of it. Like I could even just like those shots in the
shot right
studio
there is
where you have like that lighting focal point, and that might have been the Snoop. But to get like a very focused circular lighter like that, that's a specific thing you need on a light. So that's a creative shot. And so you doing like, these, you keeping the shots consistent. So even just like at least watching it from like an idealistic standpoint, I like the direction. It's very I don't know if it was your idea, but I could tell it's very controlled. Like I actually don't like when artists be like, I want 6 different scenes in 6 different locations. I'm like, bro, that shit gonna look all over the place and not make sense.
Yeah.
Can't do too much.
Like it's gotta be somewhat, I wouldn't say condensed, but at least make sense thematically.
But you
Yeah,
also
like
can't do too little.
The one where
That
like,
too.
Yeah.
Unless it's a very creative,
that's the point. Yeah.
look.
Mm-hmm.
You can see Zay in the back. This is like right when I met Zay.
Oh, Zay was in the
first.
background?
Yeah, right there.
Oh yeah.
But
Oh shit, okay.
so like this was mainly like my ideas like that came from this, or maybe Walter's too, or Forever Johnson. But like the original premise of it is like a song's called 23. It's like like I'm at 23s. I'm feeling like Mike, like basically. So did the like the photo shoot for like, you know, whatever magazine shit, you know, that they do for the rookies and shit. And then like the basketball court. Aside from that, Nick Spiljarg just kind of took it from there and ran with it. But what I was gonna say was when I first started rapping, we would like I was in a group. It was me and then Joshua Christian, who's a singer, and then Mook, and we would practice before every show, like 2 or 3 times. Like we run through the whole set list. No back vocals or nothing. Just like in my basement, just like rapping, practicing, getting ready for the show, like every single time. The fact that people don't do that anymore is ridiculous. Now I do have some people that hit me and they're like I call them like a few days before like they're booked on one of my shows and they're like, "Yo, what's up? I'm rehearsing right now." I'm like, "Oh, good, you know, good for you." And then I talk to them. Blah, blah, blah,
that's some shit you're supposed to do.
But the shit that pisses me off is that, like you said, they can't perform the song whether it's in person or on video. But the thing that really pisses me off is when they get too drunk to perform during the video or at the show. So, well, and at the show, it's more of you're not performing this well. You're literally jumping and screaming into a mic. And like the guys that I worked with closely, like these are conversations we've had because like not that it's like the full performance or like, you know, the full video shoot or like this, that, and the third. It's just like it's like little moments where it's like I've told Zay like the one fucking show, like me and him were both drunk and I'm watching videos back. I'm like, dude, you're like screaming way too fucking loud. You're like it sounds like shit in the crowd. And if you were to just fucking somebody told me if you put the like that shitty music where it's like when your friend sends you a SoundCloud song and everybody's just like dancing and it's like the like instrumental is like very fucking like off. You know what meme I'm talking about?
I think so.
I'm not gonna act like I do.
Okay,
I'm not gonna be one of them.
Well, basically, they said if you put a track of like toddlers just screaming around, that would match up perfectly with like the video. that's the shit that you can get on stage because you're just too drunk and you're just like it's time to turn up.
And that's a rule that I mean that it's not exactly the same, but it does translate to what I do. I got to a point where I just tell artists, I'm like, even kind of like with the video with Mook, I'm like, I just like stop drinking. Like, during scenes for the look, I guess. Okay, cool. But it was a point where if you remember, it was like outside of like actual scenes when the camera's rolling, stop taking shots. Yeah, like now just don't do that
because everybody took forever to get there.
Because I hate when people get drunk. And I got a story, and I know one of our rising artists in the city, Cash Banks. Cash, I fuck with you. I fuck with you. We stay locked in. This ain't no shot by any means, Brody. But one of the video that I shot, and it was one of my first videos early with him. I hate it so much. I hate it so much because it was just because I know how much better I am like now, but it was also kind of like he was just too drunk. But we know it was like a turn thing. It's something we laugh at now. It's like it's nothing crazy, but that is a thing where like even just outside of that situation where artists would get like too drunk. And then you performing it, I don't like the way I look when I'm drunk. Can you cover that up? I'm like, shit, that was the cover up to the fuck up. Yeah, I ain't got no cover up but a cover up. So, but that is a thing, like whether it's in the videos or performing, artists going like too hard under the influence. I've honestly met some that can handle that. Like they can, whether they're under the influence of certain pharmaceuticals or or liquor, like, and they cool, and you wouldn't think that, like, damn, okay, like we still good. But others, the ones who can't handle that shit, they get the tweaking, they get the slurring, like they just get the fucking everything up, like you said, and that's annoying. So it's kind of get a point where it's like, yo, if you working with me, like that shit dead, that shit big dead.
100%. Well, we are like running crazy on time right now, so. It was great having you on.
I much appreciate it.
I love how much you hate rappers.
It was a long list.
Yeah,
you got a long list, and I agree with almost every.
If I come back, I got more.
Oh, you'll be back. All right, this has been I Hate Rappers. See you guys.
Peace.
That felt like one.